Welcome to the Brunch Show. My name is Ned Kelly, here with my very special returning, I don't know what you want to call him, guest and friend, Ben Neal.
Hey, Ned.
Thanks for being here. See, Ben and I had a show. We started this show called Sunday Brunch with Ben and Ned. 2014.
Has it been that long?
Yeah. And we would interview people and stuff, and things happened. Ben is on to new things, and that's part of what we're going to talk about today, where he is my guest. On my show, I've kind of revamped the show.
The wheel just keeps on turning, don't it?
It does. I rebooted it, and now it's called the Buddha Brunch. I wanted to keep the brunch feel. It's friendly, it's casual. But the Buddha, talking about the wisdom, the awareness, the awakening in all. So,
I'm a fan.
yeah. So not necessarily for Buddhism, even though Ben is into Buddhism, particularly. But you don't have to watch this show, to like this show. So we'll continue on with that, and I just want to welcome Ben back as a guest today.
Thank you. Thank you. My pleasure.
So my first question, Ben, and I'm going to ask this to you, but I'm gonna look at the camera to do it.
Maintain connection with the audience at all times.
Yeah. Here's quick, Ben. What the hell, man? What the hell have you been up to? I mean, why did you leave me, man? Because the brunch show that we do, this little interview show, I know it takes lots and lots of hours of preparation, research, writing questions for each
It's a
guest.
tremendous burden.
So you obviously are on to other projects and things that you'd have to invest your time in.
Well, Ned, my main project has been raising a son. That's numero uno.
Shout out.
Matthew, love you, dude. And number two would be keeping the woman in my life happy. My beloved Swaley, love you too.
Shout out.
And number three,
Good job, by the way.
is my art, my craft, and my career, and the twisted, tangled relationship that those three things have together. I've been writing. I think since I was in grade school, but
I didn't learn to write till like high school. You just to one up me.
I'm a prodigy. What can I say? But
You are.
I have been for the last almost 2 years, going on 2 years. I've been blogging professionally, writing articles that really span the gamut. I wrote an article once about how to design your home entertainment center, if you can believe this.
That is fascinating. To anyone who's looking to design their home entertainment center.
And I also wrote an article recently about self-inquiry meditation and how that can help you to transcend your identity with your ego and your personality and achieve a new way of being.
So broad scope.
broad scope. And as time goes by, of course, I've tried to hone in more on the
Home entertainment system.
on the latter end of the spectrum. But that's what I've been up to. I left my last full-time job in April of 2014, I guess. And so since then, I've been full-time freelancing, running my own content marketing business, and it's been quite a wild ride.
So you've had to hustle. You've had to seek out the opportunities, sell yourself, and so you haven't worked for one particular company and write. You as their editor and writer. You find places and you've stuck your stuff out there for them.
That's right. Seeking out my own clientele, writing my own applications to them, pitches and so forth, and trying to find websites, businesses, and clientele that are in this niche of mine with spirituality, meditation, awakening, consciousness, yoga, that sort of thing.
Now, while you've been doing that, have you also kept up your, I don't know, artistic writing, your poetry, your philosophizing and essay type of writing?
Excellent question. No. I have tried, and there has been the occasional poem that has been born in a moment of inspiration. But the short answer is really no.
I would imagine.
A person only has so much creative juice, and so for the last 2 years, one of my biggest challenges has been just that, and that my writing has been a profession, and it has been writing for other people, for other people's projects, writing what other people wanted me to write, so that I could pay my bills. And by the time all that is said and done, and I have made my payments for the month,
It's just
my creative juices
stamp the creativity out of it.
are pretty spent.
Wow.
And I don't want to sit at the computer anymore and write anything else. I want to turn it off and walk away from it and go shoot hoops with my son, or just do anything other than sit at that keyboard anymore.
I can get that. Now, how would you describe, I don't know, the difference, either the feel of writing for yourself, writing for the art of it, writing, creatively versus writing for work, for paid projects and contracts? Either the approach, the mindset, the experience, any of that you want to touch on?
Well, my writing for me has traditionally been an art and a spiritual practice. The way I came to writing was, falling in love with this idea of having some experience, a transcendent moment, some inspiration, and then playing with words, finding that right turn of phrase that is a vessel that invites someone in to share this experience with me, and it's all extremely personal. It's extremely soulful and artistic, and it's fun, and not that there isn't some aspect of effort or craft involved, but it's a labor of love. Now, the flip side is being a professional blogger. The feel is very different. Often what I'm being paid to write is something that I don't necessarily have a tremendous passion for. And so I have to do a sort of psychological exertion of willpower in order to sit down at this keyboard and riff on words and phrases to try to find something. You're always seeking a balance when writing, whether it's poetry or professional. You want to find a balance between something that is beautiful, that is enjoyable to read, but with professional writing in particular, you're also trying to accomplish certain aims, and they might be anything from search engine optimization and appeasing the Google Analytics.
There's certain keywords and phrases they want to put in there.
Density, and so on and so on. It may be conveying information. Maybe the piece is a heavily researched something that's supposed to convey all sorts of scientific facts and statistical data. So I've got to work that in without boring someone to tears. So there's an art involved even in that. But with poetry, your aim is always to share an experience, to evoke a feeling. And as much as I try to incorporate that practice into professional writing, it's very elusive, and it's very seldom that I'm able to write a paid project that afterwards, when I sit down and it's done and I hit submit, that I look back on it and I think, that is really well done and a piece that I'm really proud of. most of the time there's been some compromises made
Wow.
for the sake of
Getting the contract.
achieving the aim and doing what the client has asked me to do. Because if you can believe it, most clients aren't interested in showcasing me as a poet.
They don't want to just know your essence and explore spirituality through the words of Ben Neal. I do.
They mostly are wanting to sell a product or service or drive traffic to a website. And so compromises get made.
I wonder what other art forms, who else out there would feel that similar, tug and pull. Like if you're a chef, do you feel a big difference if you're cooking for your friends and you're getting to create just what spirit is telling you to create, versus if you're working in a kitchen and you have to create, this is what they want, and you're gonna churn out just another, grilled cheese sandwich. I wonder what other art forms there would be, like acting. I do improv acting, and it's essential to do what the audience wants, but it's different than a contract. I get this feel where you're prostituting yourself, or whatever you want to call it. I didn't mean it in a negative way.
We'll talk about it off camera, Ned. I'm affordable.
And where can people reach you if they do want to claim your services, or you're getting away from that sort of thing? Or?
I am. Lately, I've decided to move away from that, at least as a sole means of income. And I want to get back in touch with poetry, with writing as my passion and my spiritual practice. So I am only open for a very specific clientele that would be willing to work within certain parameters. And if you are that clientele watching this right now, you can contact me at bneal, Neal 817 @gmail.com.
Letter B and then Neal 817
817
Gmail.
gmail.com.
Cool. You might want to try something like crowdfunding, something like Patreon. Have you heard of that?
I have heard of Patreon.
I started a Patreon page. The people watching this can go to patreon.com/Ned Kelly and get on board there. Sponsor me. $1 per upload. That's like $4 or $5 per month. It's really, so for you, that might work well for you for writing your poetry and essays and ongoing. You just write and create whatever comes to you and through you, and then people who are interested in it follow you. They become your patrons, your sponsors, and they get charged at the end of the month whatever they've pledged to charge.
It's an excellent idea and a great suggestion. I think after this show, I'm going to look into Patreon.
Yeah,
both,
I'll walk you through it.
Supporting Ned Kelly and possibly even setting up my own.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I will hawk that some more as well. I like. I'm just getting into it. I like it so far. What else? I think we're gonna wind it up here soon. Is there anything else on your mind today?
Is there anything else on my mind today? I would just like to say this, that whoever you are watching this right now, and whatever it is that you love to do, whatever it is that's your passion and your creativity, whether it's writing or whether it's cooking, whether it's acting or painting or sculpting or working in the garden, go for it. Try it. Just because after a couple years of writing, being a professional blogger, I've decided that that's not for me. It has taught me a tremendous amount about the craft of writing and the business of writing. It's helped me to get clear on exactly what kind of writing I want to do, and it's made me a better artist when all is said and done. And it's been a tremendous ride. I don't regret a minute of it. So I encourage everyone, without exception. I mean, I'm a parent. I took this leap. I left stable employment behind and went into business for myself, with that full responsibility of having to support another human being and a family and a household. And, you know, God is my source. The universe has been there for me and supported me every step of the way. And I just encourage everyone to take that risk, to roll the dice and see what you can learn from it, and see where it takes you.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for those encouraging words, my friend Ben Neal. It's good to get back on the couch with you and go for another spin. We'll hopefully have you back again.
We'll have to do it again sometime.
So on Facebook you can like Buddha Brunch. On YouTube, right now it's Ned Kelly Video, and you can subscribe and like to that. Talked about Patreon. You can check that out. Love to have your support. And let's see. Let's wrap this up with as always, thanks friends, and
Peace.
Let's do a bunch of them.
Namaste.
Namaste.
I'm out of ideas
See ya.
already.
See y'all.
Thumbs up. Thumbs up. This is like a yin yang thing. See this? Perfect balance. Always up for a hug, especially a Ned hug.
Shiva.
And high five.
High five.